What y'all doing? What y'all doing? Whew. Hey, y'all. It's been a very long day for me. I decided to put myself on a schedule and buckle down and get some things done. I said I would dedicate myself to doing three things toward myself, my brand, my mission, purpose, passion, and stick to kind of a schedule. When you are embarking upon, an endeavor, sometimes it's easy to get sidetracked. And as you all know, I'm hashtag homeless. Hashtag the Homeless Diva. Yet and still, I'm attempting to upload my hashtag bio doc, my story of my life, my legacy, my my ways of being through social media and whatnot. So Saturdays is Senior Saturday, and I want to talk a little bit about as far as why I instituted Senior Saturday. I've been a caregiver pretty much all my life. I started as a young girl. I was my mother's caregiver. My mother, very sick, very troubled woman. And I'm just going to say it. She literally drank herself to death. Yep. I've always known, of my mother to be a drinker. She would go on these binges and, it's pretty sad to grow up with an alcoholic mother. I was 13 when she died. But before that, I was a homebody. I stayed around the house a lot because I was tending her. I was her caregiver. I looked out for her. Bringing her buckets when she would need to throw up, cleaning her throw up buckets. Now, mind you, we talking an 11, 12, 13-year-old girl, young girl. The caregiver, that became me. I started taking care of who was supposed to be my caregiver. So, I have not a whole lot of memories of my mother. I do know that she gave me and my younger brother away. I think he was 3 years old and I was 4 years old. And the story goes that she was working up in Detroit. I think she was a maid. And she couldn't take care of us. So she gave us to her biological brother and his wife to be raised. Now, what I do remember is the train trip to California. I remember that. I remember I had a red crushed velvet dress on. I was 4 years old. And my aunt, my uncle's wife, Auntie Lou, I have very fond memories of her because she used to dress me up like a little doll. And she showered me and my brother with so much love. I remember that. We lived in a really nice house. Later I was to know it was Gardena. And it was upstairs and downstairs, nicely furnished. And even as a young girl, 4 years old, I remember Auntie Lou being a very classy woman. Very nice dress. She had lots of jewels, perfumes, clothes, lots and lots of clothes and shoes. And she showered us with those things. Beautiful clothes and shoes. And I remember a really nice pampered life. Yep. Her and my uncle became Mama and Daddy. I remember calling her Mama, but I don't remember calling my uncle Daddy. Yep. And we lived across the street from a park. And I think the house was green. I can't remember exactly. Remember, I'm 4 years old, maybe 5, going on 6. Yeah, I think that's about it. 4, 5, 6 with my Auntie Lou and my mother's brother. Yep. Then, out of nowhere, it seemed, out of nowhere, this woman shows up. She comes to the house, and it happened to be my mother, who I didn't remember. I didn't remember who she was. But I do recall her forcing us to embrace and hug her, even though she was a stranger to us. And insisting that we call her Mama. And I can remember she had an attitude because we were still calling, our Auntie Lou Mama, fearful of this strange woman that just shows up. So she insisted that we call her Mama, and she said, I realize and I know with an attitude, that's not your mama. I'm your mama. I don't remember how long she stayed there and we were there, but I do, and I'll never forget leaving with her and seeing Auntie Lou cry her eyes out, and we were crying too, because we didn't understand. 3, 4, and 5 and 6 years old, that's, the ages that me and my brother were. We had some really great care, and then the woman came, who happened to be my mother, packed us up, and moved us out. Auntie Lou cried so much, and I remember crying too. Yep. And remember, pampered lifestyle, crushed velvet dresses, beautiful patent leather shoes. And things changed. From that point forward, things changed.